Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Today is Thursday, the 12th of September 2024. So there's breaking news. A 51-year-old plane registered in the United States of America but operating in the Bahamas. Well, there are conflicting stories. One Negro reporter said that the plane was leaving Nassau having been to the Defense Force. That's one story. Nevertheless, it is alleged that the plane crashed in waters between Nygat Key and Andres. And of course, there are reports that the grandson of an old PLP stalwart, the late Noah Newton, he was the pilot, and he skillfully landed in the water. There are 6 people reportedly aboard that plane, and then of course, one report was kind of horrible, but I'm now beginning to receive a new report that the 6 people on that airline have survived. They are in the water swimming, and they are waiting perhaps on the Defense Force and or the United States Coast Guard. They're all racing there to see who will get there first to rescue them. So that's breaking news. And of course, many pedestrians on University Drive were alerted that something was wrong because the police then was speeding, heading towards what we thought was the airport. But as I told you, the crash, okay? Tout moun haïtien, jode ya, yon avion krasé la mer. And so, 6 moun yo, mi pa koune si avion gen haïtien. Mem yo di 6 moun yo. God said those men aboard that Aztec Piper 555 MH. And then of course, God saved the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God saved the King. It's powerful today. Lord, I thank you for saving those men on that plane. Welcome back to Freedom Match. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. And we have begun the show by telling you that there has been what I describe as a plane crash. We have a video from a government official. And of course, after my spiritual advisor would have prayed and or read scriptures, we will show it to you. So just bear with us. God is good, and God is good all the time. It's powerful. Bradley.
Absolutely. Today we're going to look at the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 1 through 6. The words of Jesus. Matthew chapter 7, 1 through 6. You started off with 5 through 6. 1 through 6. Mr. Producer, and a pleasant good afternoon to all those in radio and TV land. Matthew 7, 1 through 6. I'm reading from the New International Version. The subject matter today is judging others. These are the words of Jesus. Matthew chapter 7, 1 through 6. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there's a plank in your own eye? First, you hypocrite. First, take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Do not give dogs what is sacred, and do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. Matthew chapter 7, 1 through 6, I read from the NIV. The word of God is forever and ever blessed. Amen. Thank you, producer. Back to you, Senator.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed.
Well, folks, I began the show by telling you that there was a plane crash. That's how I understand it to be, involving a man who hails from Andros. He was the pilot. The plane is registered in the United States of America, and there has been all kinds of talks as to where the plane either was coming from or was going. Of course, this plane crashed just off Nygaard Key. You know, Peter Nygaard, who they sent to jail for 11 years, well, off what used to be his key. And we have been told that members of the Defense Force, perhaps the United States Coast Guard as well, they were all racing to the scene to rescue them because the pilot skillfully glided and landed in the water. How did you understand
They use the word ditch.
Ditch?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes,
he ditch. And what ditch mean?
I guess you could say they're using it in a safe way, I guess. Ditch is a safe word,
okay,
and it doesn't mean they actually
crash.
crash.
The ditch in Big Pond was never safe. All right? But
ditch is just another word to say they crash safely then.
Okay. Okay.
Some of the nature, I guess.
All right. Well, so this is a very interesting story. I think we have a video prepared, which we shall now show you so that you can see a Negro official, and let's hear what he has to say. Mr. Producer?
At this time, we got a report from aircraft saying that they had to ditch. They had to ditch. They did not crash. That means it was a safe ditch. They landed in the water. We apparently may have 6 persons on board with life vests. So we launched a boat from Coral Harbor Base. We launched a vessel from Harbor Patrol Unit. The Coral Harbor Base boat should be there momentarily. They told me the last time was 6 minutes. I'm awaiting an update for them. But 6 souls are in the water, appears to be uninjured. They have life vests on. Once we get them, it's our intentions to go ahead and carry them to Call Harbor Base so they can see our sick bay attendants so that we can make sure they are all in good order.
This is powerful. So, folks, we better listen to the officials. It appears that there is no serious injuries, okay? But it's a plane that is 51 years old. It is as old as the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So this is powerful. My spiritual advisor, what kind of plane did they describe this as you can see?
It's a twin-engine Aztec Piper aircraft.
Okay.
Let me just see if I can get the details
And
here.
it is registered in the United States
Of America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someplace in Georgia.
Someplace in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 1973 Piper Aztec fixed-wing, multi-engine, 6 seats, 2-engine plane. So it's quite old. It's like probably 50, maybe 51 years old, I guess. I don't know. 1973 to 2024 is what? 51 maybe?
Okay, it's 51 years old.
Yeah. And so it is a 6-seater, so, which I guess is correct because 6 people were on board the plane, right?
6 people on board the plane, and if we take into consideration what the official on the video told us, they're all wearing life jackets,
Right. Okay.
and they're all in a little, what, dinghy?
I don't know.
Whatever you call them, little boat that you put air in and it floats
life
in the
raft.
sea. Life raft.
Oh, the plane had a life raft on it?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
it
that's
had a life
interesting.
raft.
That's interesting.
Well, I don't want to reveal the identity of the pilot, other than to say that his father or grandfather was perhaps one of the strongest stalwart in the governing Progressive Liberal Party. Noah Newton, listen to me, Noah Newton knew how to launch a campaign. Because if I'm correct, in 1987, the FNM sent me on an undercover mission. There I landed in Andres to stop the late Percy Munnings and Noah Newton. But you know, I don't want to go into all of that politics, but it was indeed very exciting. The candidate was Dr. Nigel Lewis, my first cousin. All right, he was the FNM standard bearer. One day I'll give you the story again. But I just want you to know that I do know the people, and I thank God that the plane landed, well, ditched safely. And the only thing I'm concerned about now is if they can rescue them before the sharks get to them. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean or unkind, but you know, when I heard that everybody had survived, I was kind of concerned about shark bites, because this is the time of the year when the shark them have been biting a lot of people, but they are in a dinghy. Am I correct? That is the report.
That's the report you get?
Yes, that is the report.
All right, so obviously it does seem as if they recognized that this plane was going down. They had
Yes.
time enough to put on life vests. And of course, in the emergency situation, somebody was able to probably get the door open.
Yes.
And have that life raft thrown out or whatever have you.
Right.
And then of course it may have, once you open the water, it probably, what's the word I'm looking for, producer? It is self-inflating.
Really?
Yeah, probably
Okay.
self-inflate raft. And they were able to ditch the plane and get out.
Well, that's
Good. Thank God.
yeah.
What has happened here is everybody has been given a second chance
Really?
to get it right. Yeah.
But you got to be careful, because Andres pilots, they crash all the time, you know.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they've been given a second chance, and if they're not Christians, this is sure a teachable moment for
Okay.
them to remember that I tell you, life is very, very fragile.
This is powerful.
So, you know, just make sure your soul is right.
This is powerful, my
We'll give them
spiritual
one more
life.
chance to get it right, Sandra.
Okay.
One more chance.
Well, certainly the God I serve, he gives many chances, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes your chance will run out.
Okay.
You
This is
recognize
great.
that, eh?
You're my spiritual advisor. Is that how it goes?
Yeah. One of these days, those numbers are just going to run out, and you're going to face the ultimate.
Okay. This is great.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What time is it now? So we can... Oh, it's 4:20.
4:20, so we got another 7 minutes.
Yeah. Well, folks, the Progressive Liberal... well, I'll leave the PLP for a second. We are receiving reports that on the island of Grand Bahama, the Free National Movement leader, Michael Pentard, and a number of FNM politicians are protesting. That is what we're being told, that they are protesting against the light company on the island of Grand Bahama. So we have not been successful in, getting a full accounting of what they were doing. I regret that I didn't know that they were protesting, because there is a constituent who has been looking for Crazy Thompson. And I wanted to talk about Crazy Thompson today because I became concerned over the fact that this woman, she has a nephew who needs to have circumcision. He's about between 3 and 6 years old. I don't remember his age anymore. And according to his aunt, I think both of his parents are now deceased, she claims that the government hospital is charging $6,000 for circumcision. And of course, she says he urgently needs it. Shucks, I know some grown men who got circumcised for free. But that is what she told me, along with the fact that her father has Alzheimer's and needs social assistance. And I thought that since Crazy Thompson is her member of parliament, I thought that I should try to get members of parliament to play a more meaningful role, because in the last couple of days, a very interesting development has taken place in the constituency of Crazy Thompson. I've received reports out of Grand Bahama that supporters of the governing Progressive Liberal Party has invaded whatever Crazy Thompson constituency is called, and that there are people who are observing. What is the noun of that?
Observers?
Observers have been shocked over the fact that the PLP has just overrun that constituency and has been carrying out massive campaign, according to a source on the island of Grand Bahama. And I tried to figure out why has the PLP identified that constituency. I was then compelled to do some research, because I think, if I'm correct, you would recall that during Hurricane Dorian, the Free National Movement, and I call on the party to correct me, collected about $1.5 billion towards the storm that affected Grand Bahama and Abaco. And I wanted to look at that today in view of what this lady told me, and in view of the fact that it is alleged that Crazy Thompson played a very significant role during that period of time. And if the party, while in government, did in fact collect $1.5 billion, it's time that Crazy Thompson tell us, what did the FNM do with all of this money, and why is it that some of this money he can't agitate be made available to some of the poor people in Grand Bahama, and particularly in his constituency, taking into consideration that I have been attempting to reach him. So I've been able to find an FNM colleague on the island who has tracked down a number of telephone numbers, which I hope to, give out, so that those poor people who are looking for Mr. Thompson, and it appears that Mr. Thompson is in ducking and dodging mood. And I want Mr. Thompson to recognize that an election is drawing near. And if he's smart, he should listen to the warning the Prime Minister Davis has given to PLP members of Parliament. And what did Mr. Davis say? Mr. Davis warned PLP members of Parliament that they should start taking care of all the people there because he's preparing for election. Well, if you are in opposition and you hear the Prime Minister beginning to rally his members of Parliament, it means that sallying is not too far. And Crazy Thompson should begin to rally by coming up with some of this funding or directing and calling on the PLP if they did leave it in the public treasury. Because from my notes, all right, I was compelled to do this because I couldn't take the complaint of that poor woman. $1.5 billion in Dorian pledges. The F&M government has received $1.5 billion in pledge donation for Hurricane Dorian relief during an aid conference held at Bahama during that period. And officials said they expected more pledges will continue to come in. The conference was sponsored by the United Nations Development Program, that's UNDP, and was attended by hundreds, including F&M government ministers and officials, as well as local and international private sector representatives, members of the public, and media. The outpouring of support is just it was so tremendous. In fact, it had exceeded many expectations, and this was being said by the then Minister of State in the Ministry of Disaster Preparedness, Management, and Reconstruction, Aaron Lewis. So I want Crazy Thompson to make himself available to the constituency, all right? Because I'm getting a lot of complaint, and I need him to represent his people. This is Freedom March. God save the people of Grand Bahama. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom Match. My name is Rodney Moncur. I've now spoken to certain authorities. They've now confirmed that the 6 people who ditched in that Aztec piper just between Nygat's Key and Andres have all been rescued. And of course, there appears to have been a combination of the Defense Force, the Police, Marine, and other interested parties. So we thank God for that. They have been rescued. They are on their way to the Coral Harbor base. It's powerful. My spiritual advisor, are you going to pay bills?
Yes, we're going to do some odds quickly. So looking for a quick getaway, fly Western Air with daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of checked bags. Book your next adventure now at westernairbahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today and send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax. Live your max life.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed.
Well, folks, we're coming back to Junkanoo. We're coming back to culture because there is an interesting thing that has happened, and I want to show the country what happens when the opposition is compromised. Never in my Junkanoo life have I seen this level of corruption. Last year, the Valley Boys received $32,000, it is alleged, in seed money. This year, they had a crack. So what does Minister Mario Boleg does? He gives out $60,000. So the Valley Boys now have a total of $60,000. This year is a clear example of the government money being wasted. I did not know that Minister Boleg had all of this money because in his constituency, I got a number of senior women who have serious eye problem. And they call me, nagging me almost every other day over how they're waiting patiently and how upset they are that they're not able to either be sent to Cuba, or when will the Chinese and or the Americans out of California comes to the Bahamas to treat their eye. Do you know what it is to listen to adult crying and telling you that their eyes are hurting them? Pick it for me. I know, because I also had to have some needles juck in my 2 eyes. But Mario, the minister, can find $60,000 of taxpayers' money. I say that's corruption. All right? Now let me make something clear. Let me say something clearly to the PLP. The Prime Minister brother is Trevor Davis. He came to me, he complained. I said to him, Mr. Davis, you really want me to get in this? He said yes. I then listed a series of documents that he must show me. I said, mine, bring me the documents. Once he brought the document, I said, mine, you really want me to get in this? Because I am a man will cut it straight. He said that is why he came to see me. Now I accuse the minister of practicing corruption. That's what this is. What the heck this is? How you could just take the taxpayers' money and just spend it up on their friends. The law is clear. There's no big thing about this. The JCNP What organization is that? It is representatives of all the Junkanoo group. That's who they are. And they have decided who their opponent will be. They want an impotent Junkanoo leadership led by Brian Adderley and attorney Campbell Clare. So they have ignored the law. There's nothing big about this, you know. Trevor Davis, the Prime Minister brother, he has properly registered the organization. Brian Smith and Campbell Clare had almost 1 month to register the organization, but they never did it.
Brian Smith?
Brian Smith is my friend. Brian Smith, my friend. I apologize. Thank you, my spiritual advisor. Brian Adley, and Campbell Clare, they sat on it, refused to organize, and there's a principal reason. If there is no organization, if there's no accountability, if there's no transparency, an attorney general like Carl Bettel was concerned. I watch how everybody is ignoring my allegation. Carl Bettel said everybody had to register properly and then come into the Attorney General office and show they had registration. Why? Carl wasn't concerned about who went to Junkanoo. He was concerned that the world was concerned. The international community was concerned over money laundering. So here we have where the Prime Minister brother, and politics is being played. I'm trying to figure out whether or not the minister is playing a game where he's afraid people are going to say, you only rule in favor of Trevor Davis because he's the Prime Minister's brother. This is a small society. We are all related. We are all related. So are you telling me that because I'm related to you, if I bring the facts, you're going to ignore it? Because I'm the Prime Minister brother? That's corruption. That's stupid. That is stupid. That is corruption. So if the Prime Minister brother complies with the law, him and his group, they comply with the law. I can read. If they comply with the law, what is the problem here? So we solved the problem by fining $60,000. $60,000 when the Minister of Youth in his constituency, he got a bunch of old people who needs an eye, who needs to have the cataract moved. Tomorrow, if it's God's will, I'm going to do the calculation to tell you how much that 60,000 or that 30,000, if they went to one private eye doctor, how many old people that could use to scrape them things off their eye? It's corruption. What is this minister doing? What is this minister doing? And how is it that there's nobody in the PLP who can say to Mario Boleg, Minister, follow the law? Something is fundamentally wrong. The JCNP, have they registered yet? Are they following the law? Did they file their documents? Have they? What's this? This is corruption to its core. That's what this is. And I don't care who don't like what I say. This is corruption. And let me tell you what corruption is. Whenever a man fails to do the things that he knows he ought to do, then there is an erosion and a corruption of principle. That is what is happening here. So what's this all about? You say to Mr. Campbell Clare, you say to Brian Adderley, guys, you all have not complied with the law. Trevor Davis, yes, he's the Prime Minister's brother. but he has complied with the law. So why all of y'all don't rush together? And when Junkanoo's over, in March, y'all have an election. But they find an additional $30,000. They find an additional $30,000 at a point like this when we need money? No, man. No. Mario is wrong, and he gets away politically because the FNM is weightless and incompetent. So you got to watch out for me. I want everybody to know that by my nature, I'm opposition. By my nature, I'm an opposition. And every day when I wake up and I look at the political scene, I have the gift to support if I see good things. I also equally have the gift to attack. And that's what this is. This is a matter where if Michael Pentard, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, had weighed the salt that he walks upon, this is one where he should now subpoena the minister to appear before the Public Accounts Committee to give an accounting as to why he thinks he should give this group $30,000. Come on, what is this, man? Don't waste the public money. Don't waste the public money. That ain't what a new day is. A new day is committed to the rule of law. All right? And I want the PLP to know that I am an FNM. See, I'm an FNM. They've had nobody in the last 50 years who's been able to provide the kind of opposition that I have. But I'm old now. But I'm very concerned about what Mario Bowleg is doing. So let me repeat it one more time. This is a small country. We must be able to stand judgment on our children, on our friends, on our cousin. I must take it short to one fellow and say this, man, your son punched me. Monkey, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. You say he punched you? Yeah. Boy, Mr. Monco, they say you punch him. Why you punch him? You should never punch Mr. Monco. And the fact that I show up and complain to his mother means I don't want to do him nothing. Because if I want to do you something, I would complain to your pa, your ma, your grandma, your grandpa, your brother, your sister, your family. So if I come and I complain about your son, I don't want to do him nothing. I only want satisfaction. So Trevor Davis and the vast majority of the Valley Boy, they're not getting justice. And it can't be because he's the Prime Minister brother. Ha! Oh, he's the Prime Minister brother. So he can't get justice. His group can't get fairness. No, man, they're wasting the public money. And you watch Junkanoo. I could use myself as an example. When Carl Bettel required that a certain law be fulfilled, I had certain handicap. And what did I do? I appealed to Senator Michael Halkitis to ask the people in the Bank of the Bahamas to provide me with the assistance. You heard me? And he asked a man to help me. Senior man! The man show up, and I look at the man. I could see he was annoyed. But genuinely, I did have the problem. So he took me to Shirley Street branch, and he spoke to some people. The people say, yeah, they can help me. They ain't helped me, and he stopped answering the phone. I decided I ain't gonna complain to Michael Halkitis because I don't want people to say I using politics to complain. But that Negro never assisted me. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the problem was. I don't want to personalize it, but take it from me. I needed the professional assistant then, I need it now. So guess what I did? I refuse to go and try to get the Junkanoo money. And when they see me, they say, Monica, you ain't come for the Junkanoo money. I said, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out some things. But principally, I decided, it didn't wait it. And since the big man, that the state minister, listen to me, the state minister asked him, and he could have helped me, because it wasn't that complex. But I lacked the ability to do it, and I didn't want everybody to know my business. And that never happened. I'm not interested in calling his name, because if I call his name, he got a good friend named Fred Williamson. Fred Williamson is going to get mad. So you see, so I can call his name. But he's a big man in the Bank of the Bahamas. And of course, I've not told Michael Halkitas what my suspicion is. I've not said it to him. All I took note is, wow, the state minister of finance asked that well-educated man to provide me with a special banking assistant. And it ain't happened. So I ain't going to the Ministry of Youth to get the government money, because I don't want nobody to say that I ain't complying with the rules. So I smile as I watch them. I smile as I watch them. But this here is gangsterism. I don't care who don't like it. And somebody should tell Mario Boleg that he should not be wasting taxpayers' money. That ain't supposed to happen. That's why we get ourselves in a bunch of mess like this. All them old people he got in his constituency need to get them cataracts, scrape up their eyes, and he could find an extra $30,000. If he could find an extra $30,000, I would support his argument in telling the Minister of Finance, that's the Prime Minister, and the State Minister of Finance, that's Senator Michael Halkitas, he needs the $30,000, because there's one woman who lived by all that monkey tamarind. She called me every other day. And there are days, believe me, when I go to her house to comfort her and say, hold on, Dr. Dowell is going to fix your eyes. And he got all that money messing around with Junkanoo. All right? All that money. That's corruption. That's corruption. That's corruption. No. And I hope that the Prime Minister, brother, and the majority of the Valley Boys are prepared to pick up goatskin drum, placards, and march. What kind of foolishness is this, man? Just follow the law. It's a very simple thing. Follow the law. And it appears to me as if the minister responsible for youth, the minister responsible for culture, does not seem to understand that principle. It's a very easy thing, guys. I'm going to follow the law. I ain't going to play no political game. Don't quietly say, oh, I can't support the Prime Minister, brother, because they can say the Prime Minister being political and the Prime Minister controlling this and the Prime Minister, and they can make it look bad. If the Prime Minister, brother, is right, tough luck. If he's wrong, tough luck. Because we live in a society where your relatives, one day can be right, and the other day they can be wrong. In this case, Trevor Davis, and the vast majority of the Valley Boys are the Valley Boys. So they come up spinning with the Forward Valley Boys, and it's a bunch of bullshit, as the public treasury is robbed. That's what that is. All right? That's what that is. All right? Don't do that. At least don't let me see it. All right? Don't let me see it. All right?
But anyhow, so Sandra, I hear you doing all this. Oh, sorry. Producer, I think we have an update. We are hearing unconfirmed reports that 2 people may have died in that plane crash. One male and another female. We understanding that they may have been on their way to Andros. Now, let me just confirm that, but we understanding. We have some unconfirmed reports that 2 people may have perished in that plane crash. I'm understanding that it's possibly a male and a female. So when we come back, we'll try our best to see how best we can make sure that this is correct. But from what I know, I'm hearing that 2 people may have perished in that plane crash. Apparently, the left engine failed, and that caused the pilot to have to, I guess, find the best way to save the plane or try to save their lives by ditching.
Remember what I told you originally? It was a crash,
Okay.
right? And then my source told me a person died. But
Yeah.
other people tell me, oh, don't say the person died. So I decide, well, okay, whatever y'all want me to say, I will say.
Yeah, so it is confirmed that 2 persons died in the
Okay.
plane crash. They were on their way to North Andres, a male and a female. Apparently, the left engine failed. They all had on their life vests, mind you. But, yeah, we're so sorry. Wow.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate indeed. So that's the latest, Senator. So we'll get back to that after the break. But let me just say this, you know. Let's go back to the Junkanoo. Not to be insensitive.
No, go ahead with the Junkanoo.
I'll take that call because he was calling you for years now.
Go ahead with the Junkanoo.
Yeah. So, Senator, the JCNP apparently doesn't recognize Trevor Davis and that faction because they have decided that they are going to allow Brian Adley and the Valley Boys to be a part of the A category, and they have placed Trevor Davis and the Way Forward Valley Boys into an F group, which is fun. That's the JCNP. That's what they did. Now, where did they get their authority from?
They have no authority.
They did
I
it.
just told. Oh, Jesus of mercy.
Notwithstanding that, they still do it.
I want
they
you
did
to
it.
I want you to listen to something. The political game that is being played in the back room. We can't rule in favor of Trevor Davis. He's the Prime Minister brother. They can say it's only being done because it's the Prime Minister brother. Watch out for me.
That's it. Okay, so
And I am telling you, so what if it's the Prime Minister brother if he followed the law? That's the point I'm making. If the Prime Minister brother is obeying the law, why should he be penalized? Now, if he's not obeying the law, then I would agree with them. But he's obeying the law. It's simple as that. You can't discriminate against me because I'm the Prime Minister brother, but I obeyed the law. That's the point I'm making, because we live in a small society. All right? You can't have a Prime Minister who ain't got no brother.
So then there was a compensation for the argument by giving out 2 groups $30,000.
No! No, that's corruption.
Well, Mario Boleg doesn't feel so. His thing is that
It has nothing to do with his feeling.
okay, it's what is the law?
It has nothing to do with his feeling.
So
he cannot take public money.
So now,
So when Dr. Minnis and his friends in the Saxon, they now decide they broke up. So they will you give each of them $30,000.
let me ask you a question. How do you qualify for seed money from the government as a Junkanoo group? How do you qualify?
You can have to ask the government.
Oh, so you don't know?
Well, I can't answer it when I take into consideration what the minister's done.
Now, see, but that's critical. We need to find out
The
how do you
JCNP
qualify.
cannot give money.
Forget about that. Just for a moment.
Go ahead.
I want to find out how do you qualify for seed money from the Bahamas government if you are a Junkanoo group?
Let's ask the minister.
If we can establish that, then we may be able to find out some things.
Well, we know that Trevor Davis and those have complied with the law. All right? We know that. And I'm not listening to their propaganda because I've been behind the scene. And behind the scene, I am being told, oh, you can't rule in favor of Trevor. He's the Prime Minister Brother, it can make the Prime Minister and the PLP look bad. That's foolishness. Huh? Because somebody related to the Prime Minister, you send him to jail? If he's innocent? No. You judge the man on the content of his character. Because we live in this country. And everybody know that everybody in this country is family to me.
Except me.
Including you, Mr. Rose.
How you get my family?
I don't want you to know. All right? I ain't finished with this Junkanoo. I told him Mario Bonnet to return the $30,000. All right? Penland, I'll tell him what Penland said in 1992. This is Freedom March. God said the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God said the public treasury. It's armed robbery. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. And of course, it's birthday time, Bradley.
Do we have any birthdays today? Huh? Oh, okay.
What do you say?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, we have birthdays every
Let's see.
day.
All right, so Nova Ray Edwards is celebrating her 3rd birthday. Happy birthday to Nova Ray Grace Edwards. Is coming in from her family. They love you. Happy birthday to Nova Ray Edwards. Ashlyn Raman. Ashlyn Raman is celebrating the birthday. Happy 33rd birthday to Ashley Ann Raman. Forgive me. Ashley Ann Raman is celebrating 33 years. It's coming from Sheila Davis and family. So happy birthday to Ashley Ann Raman. Mr. David Clinton is celebrating the birthday. Happy 67th birthday goes with Mr. David Clinton. It's coming from his wife, Arlie Clinton, one son, Sergeant David Clinton, in Crooked Island, 2 daughters, Danica and Andre Clinton, and his 7 grandchildren. And may God continue to bless all of them, all of you, sorry. Happy birthday to David Clinton. May God continue to bless you all the time. Okay, so L.V. Adley is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to Apostle L.V. Adley. It's coming from your son, your siblings, family, friends, especially Shauna. They love you. Have a blast, and God bless you, L.V. Adley. John Clark is celebrating the birthday today. John Clark is celebrating the birthday today. Birthday greetings is coming from your wife, Sonara, your kids, Jonathan, Giovanni, Jonas, and Jonia. Also, Jaya, Dakara, and your mom, your mother-in-law, your sisters, your brothers, your family and friends, your COGOP, Church of God of Prophecy. I'm assuming that's what it means. Love you, Santa. Love you always. Also from the Santa family and the Shelley Panzer group. They love you. Happy birthday to John Clark. Okay, Galen Roberts, Graylon Roberts, celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday to Graylon Roberts in Sandy Point, Abaco. It's coming from family and friends, especially Shelley Panzer. They love you. Enjoy this special day. Happy 63rd birthday goes out to Van Roberts, originally from Bimini. Sorry? Oh, yeah, you know something? Sorry, producer, I don't have a name for this toddler. Maybe the person's going to text me, but I'm so sorry. But anyhow, toddler, you're up there. Happy birthday to you. Birthday greetings coming from all your family members and your friends, okay? So happy birthday to this toddler. The person sent the information to my phone. Please don't send it to my phone. All right, send it to 323-7775. That's 323-7775. So happy birthday, toddler. All the best to you. We apologize. We'll probably get your name sooner or later. All right, so we're going to send a happy 63rd birthday out to Van Roberts, originally from Bimini, now residents in East Grand Bahama, from his loving wife, children, family, and friends. Listen, we missed the bishop, man.
And can I see the video of Van Roberts?
Yeah, what you got there, man?
Hey, doofus, man.
What's that you got there?
Like this out there. Look at here. Little fish, big fish. God. Woo!
You laughing at Yankee?
Hey, Yanks. My bucket full.
You tell me about him now, eh?
Yeah.
So that's Van Roberts. He used to live in Bimini. Now he lives in East Grand Bahama. A wonderful, wonderful Bahamian man. So I join all them people in East Grand Bahama who knows him, his family, his friends, and I wish him a very happy, happy birthday.
We also would like to send a very special, blessed 77th birthday to Elder Hartman Stewart. Happy birthday to Elder Hartman Stewart. Your strength, grace, and unwavering love are a true testament to the extraordinary life you've lived. As we celebrate you today, we are grateful for the joy and wisdom you bring to everyone around you. May this special day be filled with love, laughter, and blessings beyond measure. With all our love is coming from your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, your wife, siblings, nieces, nephews, church family, and everyone who holds you dear. Enjoy your special day. We also understand that Elder Hartman Stewart used to be a marathon runner, and he would have received 4 gold medals. So he won the marathon 4 times. Very, very energetic and athletic man indeed. He won the marathon. I don't know which marathon it is, but he won it 4 times, and the 4 times he won the gold. So happy, blessed 77th birthday to Elder Hartman Stewart. All right, let's see. That's it? That's it for you, Senator?
I want to join in wishing Elder Stewart a very happy birthday. I wish everybody a happy birthday. And I continue to shout out those people who are doing God's work, and it's powerful. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. You wanted to update us on the plane crash that you and the Negro man called a plane ditch.
Senator, don't be upset. Sometimes you just follow the reports that come in. Don't forget now, when we hear about plane crash, you always hope for the best. And you always want to do that because you don't know who's involved, who family members be watching. So we're hoping for the best. It was reported it was a ditch. So obviously they're saying that the right, was it the right or the left plane failed? So whenever there's an engine failure, the pilot does his best to see how best he can either try to get back to the nearest airport, or if he doesn't make it, I guess well, in our case, when you fly around the Bahama Islands, you're constantly over water, basically. So I guess he tried his best to see if he can get the plane into the water. But unfortunately, now, what I don't understand, and what I find to be very interesting about this report, and I'm trying to figure this out, the report is saying that the deceased reportedly succumbed to injuries during rescue efforts. What does that mean?
I don't know how the Negro people rescue you.
Okay.
I don't know. You know.
Right.
I don't want to speculate, but earlier I was told one of them died.
Okay. So
All right.
it's unfortunate that 2 are dead.
Yeah.
And we are sending our condolences to the families of those deceased victims. But Eyewitness News is confirming that 2 people have died, a man and a woman, following the ditching of an aircraft in waters between New Providence and Andros. Apparently, the deceased of this accident reportedly succumbed to injuries during rescue efforts. Officials report they are both from Andros. This confirmation comes after initial reports indicated that 6 souls survived. This, of course, is a continuing and ongoing development story. So, very unfortunate. We understand that a male and a female have lost their life in this very unfortunate accident. Okay. Back to you, Senator.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it is, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know what may have happened, if they had on their life vests. We don't know. Producer, is it possible for you to drown even though you have on a life vest? Is it possible? I don't know. I'm thinking they may have drowned. I don't know. You know, panicking. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see exactly. They could have been tired waiting, eh? Dehydration. Yeah. All right, but so it's unfortunate. So we'll wait for the official reports to tell us exactly why those 2 people in particular perished, because I was of the impression that the 6 of them did survive and they were in their life vests, possibly waiting, of course, waiting for rescue efforts to rescue them. And your Senator, back to you.
Yeah, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, folks, so this Junkanoo debacle in which the public treasury is being robbed, it's very disturbing what is taking place as political games are being played. $60,000 is being spent on the Wally Boys this Junkanoo season. And the worst part about it is, if Mario Boleg had judged this fairly, he's listening to Junkanooers, representatives of the various Junkanoo groups, who cannot be objective because the Valley Boys is their cultural opponent. So they cannot be objective. They're still choosing Campbell Clare and Brian Adderley because they have been consistently beating the Valley Boys. So that's the first thing. And then secondly, the Valley Boys having been properly registered. That's it. And it's very disappointing that the Attorney General, Ryan Pinder, has not spoken wisdom to the culture minister. And so he escapes by giving out $30,000 of the public taxes. Something is fundamentally wrong with that. Very, very wrong with that. But he obviously has plenty money in the budget. That's what that means. So you can come up and say, okay, this is the Prime Minister, brother. It can make the Prime Minister look bad. How it can make the Prime Minister look bad? You just say to the public, listen, Brian Davis, Trevor Davis, and the vast majority of the Valley Boys, they have complied with the law. The other group can be referred to as cultural outlaws, but they are rewarded. And what is so disappointing is that Boleg was once the general manager of a bank. And I'm certain if he was running them people's bank, he wouldn't give away $30,000 just like that. Put him in charge of a ministry, and he thinks that it's cool to just give away $30,000 when that woman who lived by that monkey tamarind patch in his constituency need to have 2 cataract scrape of her eyes. It's just amazing, the foolishness that take place in this country. And everybody think it's a joke. Gee. Everybody takes it. I'm very disappointed in Mario Boleg's logic. Very, very disappointed. And so, it's a terrible day. Terrible day. I'm going to leave it for the time being, and perhaps look at a little U.S. politics. I think that would make me feel great. To forget about the corrupt practices in the Bahamas, because that's what Mario Boleg did. Take it from me, that's corruption.
Okay, so what should he have done?
He should, if he
what should he have done with Brian Adley and that crew? Because apparently they're legal. They're not a registered group.
He should tell them
to go get registered?
To go register.
All right.
Leave the Valley Boy name. And then they would make an application for seed money.
Okay.
That is what he should do.
Now, what you going to do with the JCN? Because the JCN says they recognize Brian.
JCN is a representative group. Are they codifying law? Are they registered?
They control Junkanoo.
My spiritual advisor. Are they registered?
Senator, I can't tell you what's going on with them. All I can tell you is they have enough power to control Junkanoo. Now, where they get the power from? Apparently, the government is allowing them to control Junkanoo.
My spiritual advisor, that is why I went after the minister.
Now, so what you need to do now, you need to call for public dismantling of the JCNP.
No, in this case, it's the minister. Ain't nobody vote for Dion? You thought somebody voted for Dion, eh?
Who Dion?
Dion Miller.
Oh, is he in
Huh?
charge? Is he in charge of the JCNP?
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody voted for him.
Senator, between me and you, I mean, I don't really follow Junkanoo like that, right? I just need to find out who the JCNP is, how are they structured,
Whoever
and where they get their authority
are,
from.
Nobody voted for them. The
So
people,
how are they controlling Junkanoo?
however they are controlling Junkanoo, they're not supposed to be controlling public money. Do you know the stealing that takes place in Junkanoo?
Well, they didn't tell the minister to pay onto the groups.
Do
The
you-
minister did on his own.
Do you know about
I
the
don't know.
stealing? Well, I know.
I don't know.
You don't hear what I tell you? I went to.
And stop breaking up the man table, man.
I went to the state minister
That's so
of finance.
disgusting,
Stop
man.
being distracted, Negro.
I'm just saying, you slamming on this table.
I
It's
went to the
annoying.
state minister of finance,
Jesus Almighty.
Senator Michael Halkitis, and I begged him to ask a
it's
senior
crazy.
man official in the Bank of the Bahamas to provide me with professional assistance so that I would not be in this kind of mess. I didn't go into all the details with Senator Michael Halkitis. What would I do? I'm calling his name. All I did is I quietly watched the man from coming from the Bank of the Bahamas, and he didn't provide me with the assistant, and I decided, let me leave Michael Halkitis alone, and I wouldn't try to get the money from the Ministry of Culture. I just leave the money alone. I left it alone, and the money that they were giving me was just $2,000. But I left it alone because I said, boy, if I can't comply fully with the law, I won't use no political pressure to get the money. They didn't realize it. The JCNP, they didn't say anything. They didn't know. I didn't say anything to them. I just quietly documented. I quietly watched what Carl Bettel was doing. That's the kind of man I am. You think you pull one on me. You don't pull nothing on me. I observe what you do. I take note of it, and I lay back and I wait. And when the row starts, I'm able to show the corruption. I'm able to show the gangsterism. And that's what we're seeing being practiced in the Ministry of Culture. All right? That's what is being practiced in the Ministry of Culture. And if Mario Boleg, the minister, was uncertain, then he knows the sound. Nobody move. Nobody get hurt. He then should have hold on to the $60,000 and say to them, fellas, y'all gonna have to work this out, because I can hold the $60,000 and I will only give $30,000 if Brian Adley comes with a new Junkanoo name. But these politicians think the public treasury is theirs. But every day, ask Dr. Michael Darville. I spend most days texting him and telling him who all crying, who all is PLP stalwart, who all old, who all rowing. I got a woman right there in Alfred Sayers' constituency. She rowed for about about an hour about her eye. The man who aided me said, you can listen to all that row? I said, yeah, I can listen to the row. And the woman row about her eyes. Her eyes hurting. I felt it. You know this for grown people to tell you, that their eyes hurting? I got an 80-year-old man living in Fred Mitchell constituency. He called me yesterday. He said, Monica, I even can't see now. What he needs to have his cataract move. And I had to sit down and just listen to him. I refused to hang up on them. I listened. I'm sympathetic because I went through the experience where I had cataract and I needed assistance so I can get mine scraped off. So I'm sympathetic and I feel it. But Mario Boleg can give away $60,000. Let me leave it alone, because, I'll leave it alone for the day. All right? Well, let me go to the United States, at least.
Before you do,
Go ahead. Mr.
before you do,
President.
as we get reports that are coming into us from information on the crash that just happened between Andros and New Providence, we understand that the male is an 87-year-old male who's returning. He's from North Andros. He's 87-year-old. And they know him by a certain name. I'm not going to call the name now, but they say he mentored a lot of children, so he's known by a certain name. People are going to figure it out anyhow. And then we understand that, now get this, we understand that the young lady who perished in this crash, she was on her way to Andros to bury her mother, whose funeral is Saturday coming. Now that's, wow. 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 That's deep. That's deep. We understand then that apparently the plane had left New Providence, was on its way to Andros, but apparently they encountered bad weather and was making their way back to New Providence. When the incident occurred. You know, one of the things that I find to be very interesting about Bahamians, you know, somebody sent me a text before I got all this information, and they lambasted me about saying that, you know, God always gives you an opportunity to get it right, and there's going to come a time when that opportunity will be taken away. And they thought I was just being an idiot, and it touched me. But here it is this young lady was heading to Andros because she was burying her mother Saturday coming. She's not going to get that opportunity. It's very unfortunate and it's sad, but it's sobering for all of us to make sure it's right. That's all I'm saying. To just make sure that it's right. We all have an opportunity to do that right now as we speak, to get it right. It's unfortunate.
Other than the spiritual get it right, what about the mechanical get it right?
This is true.
Are these planes complying with the law? Are they properly licensed? Is civil aviation doing its job? That's what is fundamental. Yeah, I accept what my spiritual advisor argued, but I know of many sinful nations and sinful people whose plane don't crash just like that. So the question is, where did they purchase their ticket? Was this hackers? It's going to be hidden. It's not going to be transparent. If I told you the things they start telling me when I made contact, first they gave me the impression that the plane was coming from the Defense Force base. This is Freedom March. God saved the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God saved the King. God saved those distressful people who crashed today. It's a terrible thing. We need better inspection and better control. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rowan is my spiritual advisor. And of course, we'll pay bills immediately. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Okay, looking for a quick getaway. Fly Western Air with daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale, starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of checked bags. Book your next adventure now at westernairbahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax, live your max life.
It is powerful. Well, folks, all around the island of New Providence, young people are raging over this dispute in the Valley Boys. Cultural dispute is always dangerous, very, very dangerous, the games that are being played. So I'm going to leave it for the time being. My spiritual advisor has revealed that in that plane crash earlier today, that there were 2 people who have been unfortunately killed, including a female who was on her way to Andres to bury her late mother. One of the problems exists at Lyndon Pinling International Airport, and I'm saying it, there is no proper regulation as it relates to charter aircrafts. They're going to come up with all kind of talks, but aircrafts can be very, very dangerous. Anyway, I'll leave that alone, and for a few moments I want to go to the United States of America, where our man Donald Trump is campaigning. I once again call upon the Negro people to pray for the incoming President of the United States of America, Donald John Trump. I want to remind you that Trump will make America great again. Trump is concerned about the border security, the southern borders, and he's prepared to build a big, big wall. And I just want everybody to know, just relax. The Americans are having a wonderful campaign. We can learn, okay? Do you know what all I've learned over these last couple of days? I don't want to say it now because you would know that I have learned this, but hopefully next week, God spare my life, I'll be using big American words. So it's powerful. And then, of course, it's going to be powerful.
Let's open the lines.
Just hold on, my spiritual advisor. This is my show, you know.
Okay.
Whose show this is?
But we had the calling segment.
Just hold on. Would you please hold on and be respectful? You just like the rest of these Negroes who have no respect. Just relax.
This is American politics.
All right? You're not going to tell me what to do because Donald Trump is key. And I'll have you to know. The United States Embassy is politically impartial. And all of y'all who are talking bad about Kamala Harris, when she becomes president, they will tell her. And all of y'all who are talking bad about President Donald Trump, when he retains the power, they will tell him. So y'all be stupid. Follow my leadership. Okay? Let's support Trump. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
All right, let's open the lines. The lines are now open. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. Please call us. We got so much things been going on. That very unfortunate incident, and of course the split in the world famous Valley Boys.
There's no split in the world famous Valley Boys.
So there's a split in the Valley Boys.
It's the Valley Boys. Do not be like these lawless Negroes.
So, whose report do you believe? 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. The Valley Boys. The world famous Valley Boys and the Way Forward Valley Boys.
There is no Way Forward Valley Boys.
Okay.
Stop pushing idle propaganda.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Me.
Good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Don't take Rodney out of that button, but you was correct. He need to talk U.S. politics outside of our calling hour. Senator,
God save the king.
God save the king. Listen, Senator, you know, oh, what a web we weave when we try to deceive.
Oh, speak.
The CNP.
Speak.
The higher they climb this tree, the more their backside is exposed. Because now I understand what was going on. They are in collusion with the present chairman and them of the world slogan famous Valley Boy. It was 2 years ago. A friend of mine, I wouldn't call his name, we were in the parking lot with a drum seat. And up comes the chairman of the Valley Boys in the dark with a manila envelope with about 30 to 40 Russell Square tickets. I got it on me. And this lady came and approached the individual with a handful of money. Now, we ain't pay no mind to it because, you know, we're in a festive mood and we in the Junkanoo until earlier this year, one of the sponsors I was talking to said, boy, your chairman is something else. I say, what happened? He say, the JCNP normally give tickets for the sponsors to the groups to issue to the sponsors. Yeah, but the chairman ain't give us nothing. We ain't get none.
Wow.
And it clicked to me. I said, oh, shucks, you can't get none. When we saw what we saw in the parking lot.
Corruption.
So now I see why still, but all of a sudden he come out of the woodwork trying to tell the people we refuse to register all them in collusion together.
Yes.
Because we have a letter dated the 2nd or the 7th of April from the JCNP telling us why we can't register. We also have the returning check.
Wow. It's gangsterism.
But he's speaking on behalf of the corrupt JCNP.
Yeah.
This is really, really sad. Now we see what it's all about.
Yes. Yes.
Because like spiritual advisor asks you, what's going on? You are saying we have all of our legally registered documents,
Yes.
of which they refuse to accept.
Yes.
Now they lie and say we refuse to register.
Yeah, they're lawless.
Thank you for taking my call.
God save the king.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. 323-7775.
Hello.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm sure you all recognize his voice now. Rodney Munker,
Sir.
what has thou to say to me this afternoon in reference to what I told you yesterday with your statement about the marijuana people eating lizards and cat? What are you saying now?
I regret that I was unable to do it due to medical issues.
Okay, all right, let me say this then. You might think that was funny what you said, because I ain't guessing. If you check, even if you check Facebook, you would see the amount of persons who spoke about that and said that you ought to have been ashamed of yourself. I know I heard it with my own eyes. I mean, as Mr. Spiritual Advisor, and I also want to say to you, you were the one who started that because you started talking about Donald Trump talking about the illegals eating dogs or people pets. And after you said
Show the cats as he
that
talked.
is when Rodney Munker apparently grabbed that, and then this is when he made a statement about Inagua people and Iguana people just eat cat and lizard. So, Mr. Spiritual Advisor, you also said Rodney never made that statement. Are you maintaining that?
I heard a voice note. He did say it. I heard a voice note from the.
So would you be prepared to apologize on your behalf? And Rodney Munker should be man enough to apologize.
Who you want us to? Who you want us to apologize to?
The spiritual
Apologize
advisor.
to the people in Meguana.
No, I
And
never.
I'll go for the statement
I
that
never
was
said. Listen now. Hold on now. Just be careful here, okay?
made. Yeah.
All right. Just be careful now. The Spirit of God don't strive with me always. I never said those people in Nagotas eat cat.
No.
I never said that.
You said it.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
So I don't have to apologize to nobody. Now, if you want
no.
me to,
Don't,
No.
spiritual
Do
advisor.
not ask the
I
spiritual
never said
advisor
you
to
said that.
apologize.
yeah, I mean,
No.
You
I
said
wasn't
Rodney
sure.
Munter never said it.
So I was wrong.
Okay, but I
Right.
accept that.
So that's the end of that.
Munter,
Yes, sir.
you would satisfy now that you made a mistake?
I shall review the file. Just hear me out. When I will have reviewed it, to the extent that I give misleading information, I will
Rodney
apologize.
Munter.
Now I want to ask you a question. Just
Listen
hold on a
to me,
second.
listen to me 1
I want
minute.
to ask you a question,
Okay, go ahead,
man.
go ahead, ask me a
Jesus
question.
have mercy.
I know you can soon cut me off.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, so
I'm not going to cut you
Yeah.
off yet. Now,
Go ahead.
did I name both islands or one island?
Well, you say Meguana and Inagua.
Okay, now,
Now, I from Meguana.
do you eat, what did I say you always eat on Meguana?
You say they
big
eat
lizard.
lizard and cat.
What about iguana? Do you all eat iguana?
I'll tell you what I can do for you, Mr. Munker.
Answer that question.
I don't know. Let me
Really?
say this, what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to mix you a batch of sugar, honey, iced tea. Okay? And then you could have that for your dessert after you would eat
No,
your
but that's
cat
not nice.
dessert.
Now,
Have a good
apologize. No,
afternoon.
that's not nice. No,
Listen,
that's not nice.
I'm going to review the video, and to the extent that I have said.
It's not nice.
You're
It is not nice.
You're not listening,
Mr.
man.
Spiritual
You're not
advisor, I
listening to
think
me.
you're an absolutist.
Do you
I
know?
have
Do
respect
you?
for you, but
Do you
I have
know
no more
Eddie
respect for you.
Williams? Do you know?
Y'all have a good
You
afternoon.
ain't said.
Put him on hold for a
No,
second.
let him go. You hear what he said you must eat?
My spiritual advisor, why you get distracted by these things? You ain't notice I have ignored that? He's gonna have to tell me which of those islands have a Williams and a Saunders. Okay? Because I don't know why Williams and Saunders would tell me that animal that they eat. But once I would have heard it and I check, if I'm incorrect, I'll apologize. But I really didn't have the time to check. But I will check.
I have the clip. I have the video. I'm
All
not
right.
saying.
I don't want to check your video. I want to
I
check
have
my
the
video.
The voice note.
I don't want to check your voice now. I want to check my video. Go ahead.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call your live. 323-7775 6980-775 6980-776. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. All right, did we miss that call? All right, call back, caller. Do we have another one? Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Senator Munker. How are you?
I'm fine. God save the king.
You know, I did not want to call the talk show,
You're welcome.
but as an executive of the JCNP, I wanted to call amidst all these rumors and lies that's circulating in social media.
What is your
and the
name?
wider public.
What is your name, executive?
I'm Mr. Thompson. All right. I've been a member of the JCNP for 20 years.
Okay.
And the truth of the matter is, first of all, the JCNP is a body of Junkanoos that came together to assist in managing their own affairs and assisting the government with the management of Junkanoo. And it is simple because, you know, the government subsidizes schools because technically they cannot educate everyone, all the children. It would be a financial burden. And so we took on a part of managing the Junkanoo affairs to relieve the government also of some of the financial burden.
Hold a second. Are you suggesting that you all are contributing monies to the government?
No, we don't give it to the government. We sought our funds through sponsorship to assist with the training of judges to take that burden off the government and other aspects to take that. It's a partnership, Mr. Munker.
Okay.
Okay? So it's a partnership that we do.
Are
with
you
the
in
government.
partnership when the
has
government
entrusted us
pay?
to manage the new
Let me ask you a
public
question.
parade.
Is
Yes,
this,
sir.
does this partnership includes going into the public treasury and paying out an additional $30,000?
Well, I'll get to that right now, Mr. Michael. Seed funding was a part of what the government gives to Junkanoo groups to assist them in getting to Bay Street.
And do you advise
is-
the government? I just want to find out. Do you advise the government on who to give $30,000 to?
Yes, we advise. We send a listing. They've asked us to send a listing in every year, which is what we do. We have a registration process, and we send the list of groups that we recommend to receive seed funding.
So once the group split, you then will recommend to the government that everybody should get $30,000.
No, we did not do that, Mr. Manka.
So who
Yes.
told the minister to pay out an additional $30,000?
Well, surely we didn't do that, sir.
Were you aware that the minister was going into the public treasury and putting his hand way
Mr.
down?
Manka, I don't want to get into that aspect of it. I didn't
Then
know.
call me
You know.
another day. Because
Pardon me?
call me another day, because what is fundamental here is public money being abused.
Yes, Mr. Manka. I just wanted to clarify our point with the registration process, though, Mr. Manka.
Go ahead.
See what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
We have a registration process, and as it relates to this Valley Boys and the way forward, in March we received the one application for the Valley Boys. That was paid for, that was signed off on. In May, we received a second application in the name of the Valley Boys. Well, Mr. Manka and spiritual advisor, that is duplicitous.
Yes.
And any smart thinking person would return the second set of monies and say, well, we already have a group registered with this name with the JCNP.
Right.
Why would you register two groups with the same name with one organization? Now, the internal
Let me stop you for a second. Let me stop you for a second. Let me stop you for a second.
Jesus Lord.
My spiritual advisor, what is your problem, man?
The way you talking to this man.
I have to stop him. He's talking. I have to ask him some question. You said you were a part of this Junkanoo group for 20 years, this JCNP, right?
Yes, sir.
Where were you in 2019 when the Attorney General required that every organization register with the Attorney General so as to stop money laundering?
I was right there, and all of the people, we had to have a business, a TIN number,
Who's we?
and a business license.
Who's we?
Every group that participated in Junkanoo that received seed funding from the government.
Well, produce that for me. And then we'll talk again. In fact, I will extend an invitation to you. How does it sound?
Not a problem, Mr. Manka.
You take good
Mr.
care.
Thompson.
Right? Let him
Yes,
go.
sir.
Let him go.
I have a question for him.
Go ahead, spiritual advisor.
Mr. Thompson, let me ask a question. As an executive of the JCNP, who do you answer to? Who does this group answer to?
We answer, first of all, we answer to all of the stakeholders in Junkanoo, which is the government and the Junkanoo groups.
Okay. All right. So if a group is not satisfied, can they go elsewhere for recourse other than JCNP?
Well, you see, they decided because of their affiliation, which I don't want to get into again, that they want to take their fight elsewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr.
so
Thompson.
much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Yes. 323-7775 is the number to call. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Man, this is getting worse with what Trump did. Because the Haitian government now said a release that the Haitians don't eat pets.
What did the Haitian government say?
We don't eat pets, and they find it racist
The
and xenophobic.
The
what Trump
Haitian
did.
government.
I mean, like,
the Haitian government
today
lied.
released a
Mr.
press release that we
Producer.
don't eat pets.
Put up some of the most exotic animals that we of Haitian ancestry love to roast. The Haitian government can fool you. All right? These are special cat. In Haitian Creole, they're called chat la yo. It is no disgrace. My neighbor.
They love their pets. They with enough. Trump, right now, they're threats. They're scared in Ohio.
Oh, come on.
They're I'm telling you, city over, they're threats.
Listen to me.
I hope nobody gets shoot Oh, the truth, and I remember that, the truth is somewhere.
Stop being irresponsible. Hang up on that Negro. All right? We eat cat. You're not disgracing that. In Black Village, my neighbors could tell you how many cats are cooked in our neighborhood. But we keep quiet about it. We keep quiet about it. And I've told you how you're prepared. In fact, I had a Haitian man who came to see me this morning. And he said, Uncle, you didn't tell them about how we roast the cat. After you chop the cat head off, you put him on 4 sticks. You know, what you take out of the refrigerator, and you put it on 3 rocks. And you put the cat on, you swinge the cat. You hear me? We do. And I'll tell you that some of my people love the cat esophagus, love the cat intestine. All right? So there's no big deal about it. Donald Trump said, what we can do, we can end the world. All of us don't eat cat, but many of us do. All right? Y'all are so prejudiced and racist. Let's move on.
Do you have any calls waiting? Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. You got 4 minutes.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
You're doing well. Thank you.
Awesome. Mr. Monka, that sounds like what the gentleman was explaining. Apparently, they have this registration, but there should be a cross-reference to the Registered General.
Yes.
So they should have independent, cross-check.
Yes.
So not just accept what the JCNP says.
Right.
But to cross-check with the Registered General, etc.
Right.
So it's key what Scriptural asked about how do they qualify for the seed money, because that's the major concern.
Well, you see, there's a piece of corruption.
Yes.
Remember, I have a Junkanoo group.
Right.
And I know of Junkanoo groups who didn't follow the protocol that Negro has suggested. So he is confirming for me economic gangsterism.
Yeah, so they may have a TIN number, but now are they registered with the government? You see? So Mr. Marcus, it's a mix-up. I think they're giving out money too easy.
There's
giving out the money too easy.
There's no mix-up. This is one big political game taking place.
Yeah, if that was their personal money, they wouldn't be writing checks like that.
If the Minister of Youth was still in the bank, doing that, I'm certain them Conky Joe people would have been very, very upset with him.
Long time. I don't know what was the rush. I mean, he should have sit on it until further clarification was given.
His problem is you don't know him. You don't know him. He is a man who don't like to be advised by anyone.
And Mr. Marker, this is a public showing, right? You can imagine what goes on behind, out of the public eyes with funds, etc.
I want you to stop that because I'm an F&M and I ain't going that far.
Yeah, boy, they're doing wrong.
Anyway.
Thank you so much, caller. We
You take
appreciate
care.
your contribution. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live. You got 60 seconds.
Hello?
Go ahead, caller. Be quick.
Spiritual, how you doing?
Okay, do me a favor, please. You have to turn your radio down or your TV. Turn it down for us, please, before you engage us. Okay. Next caller, please. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live. Caller, are you there? Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Yeah, Mr. Brewer, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Mr. Monkey, I don't agree with everything that you say, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you, everything that you said tonight was junk and foolishness.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Mario, the ministry, a question on you to examine that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
all right. Thank you so much.
I thank you for that support, and I publicly call on the Prime Minister, brother, Trevor Davis, and the real Wally boys. It is time you pick up your goatskin drum, your cowbell, and your brass. It's time to rush. Something is fundamentally wrong, And perhaps what needs to happen is we smash Junkanoo and rebuild it. The time has come for us to rush. Something is fundamentally wrong with the ministers done, and there must be somebody in government or perhaps at the party level who can rope in Minister Mario Boleg $30,000, and them people in his constituency robbing me every morning as to how they can get them cataract moved, and he could find $30,000 to just throw behind Brian Adderley them. Lord, I come before you. Change the heart of Minister Mario Boleg. He's on the wrong track. And if he can find money, let's fix them people's eyes. God saved the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God saved the King. King Charles III, the entire royal family. God save the King. Take it care.